Okay people, check it out. Welcome to the Birdy 39 channel. It's a new channel I'm creating to document my ownership experience of this 1985 Nissan Bluebird, and also the fact that I'm English living in Japan, so I can mix the two things together and show you a bit about Japan, which might be interesting if you like that kind of thing, and also document ownership of this car. Because when I decided to buy this car, which I just bought 3 days ago, I decided to buy it, so I was doing my research online and on YouTube and stuff, and there isn't really anything explaining about what it's like to actually own one. There's a lot of custom ones, and then there's a few reviews of people just driving it around saying they like it. Nothing really about actually owning one, so there's a gap in the market, as they say. So I'm gonna own this car and then tell you about it. So I'll upload videos sometimes and then show you a bit of Japan as well, talking about the car with it. Okay, so let's just walk around the car. I'll show you what might be your first impressions, as mine was look at the condition of it. A 1985 U11 Bluebird. What's that? It's coming up 36 years old. I mean, the condition of it, I've seen cars like 6 or 7 years old worse than this. I don't think it's been polished very nicely throughout its life. I've used that silicone spray just to black these bits up. Give it a wash. I'm gonna wash it some more, build up the wax on it, give it a better shine. It's been out in the rain 2 days, probably, I suspect, first time it's been in the rain in its whole life. I imagine it's one owner from new, and I imagine it's just been garaged the whole time. And a low mileage, one owner from new car, it's quite hard to find now in the UK, like from the 80s or 90s kind of era. Out in Japan, I'm not gonna say they're common, but you can find them quite a lot. It's quite common that some old guy will just have a car, just parks in his garage, gets in it, just drives to the local shops and then drives back, puts it back in his garage and just does that for years. They hardly do any miles in their cars quite commonly. So where I'm happy to find this car, the car I had in London before I moved here was a Volkswagen Polo. It was a 1.3 saloon. It was a Mark II Polo saloon. And that was also 1985 and also one owner from new. And the miles on that were quite low. It was 68,000 miles when I sold it, and I had it like 6 or 7 years. I used to drive it everywhere. So it's quite a good replacement for that. This is so much better condition. I mean, the other one, it was quite banged up and scratched, but mechanically it was quite good. And also I really cared for it, I really looked after it. I left all the bodywork all scratched and banged up. I felt it added character, but mechanically it was sorted. I mean, it didn't really need much, just needed sort of just maintenance really. But I never had any problems with it. Hopefully I have the same experience with this one. I'll show you the engine. It's like, I'm not gonna say it's like new, but you can tell it's a low mileage car, genuinely. Alright, I really got to get a wireless mic. This is well annoying. Right, so there's a little spring-loaded catch here, and this bonnet is so heavy. I have no idea why it's so heavy. When I was in London, I had 3 cars simultaneously for years. I had a Mark I Golf, 1982. I had that Polo, 1985, and then I had a Jaguar XJ40, 1992. This bonnet is even heavier than the Jaguars, and the Jaguar bonnet was massive, and it had all this like heat protection stuff on the back underneath it. I have no idea why this bonnet's so heavy. I may be taking this off. So you can see under here, still got original stickers on it, like it's like surfers in schedule, like some diagram for the like firing orders and stuff and whatever that is, some Japanese stickers, but it just goes to show the originality of this car. I suspect this like heat-proof pad is what's making the bonnet so heavy. So it's something like this, I'm going to take off and get rid of it. I mean, the car's so original, it's a shame just to get stuff like that and throw it in the bin. So if there's anything you want off this car, maybe we can do a sale and organise shipping it over to you wherever you are. And it's not about me making money, it's about someone else being able to look after their car how they want, because I do love cars, and when they get old like this, I think they become more special. So I want this car to be like I want it, but at the same time, if I can help someone else improve their car, like they want theirs to be more original, or improve the condition of it, any parts off of this car, then I'm happy to help you out. Okay, so yeah, have a look at the engine, look. Not that dirty. All the parts look standard and original. Oil, nicely topped up, but didn't look the cleanest. The air filter was absolutely terrible. I've got it in the back. I changed that immediately. coolant looks a little bit dirty. I'm going to get that changed. Had a new battery on it. What else? Got a new belt put on it straight away because the belt looked like the original one. Mileage was no problem, but it's old. Just get it changed, stuff like that. Yeah, basically no trouble. Right, I've had this car 3 days, I mentioned before. What happened was I bought it in auction and it was delivered to the house, and then my wife's friend is a mechanic, my wife's friend is like head manager of Toyota in this area. So he turns up to have a look around. He said, yeah, it's really good. They're like, should pass Shaken, which is like the MOT equivalent. Only every 2 years, and then way more expensive here in Japan to get it done. So he organised that to be done. He turned up with a mechanic, like in his overalls and stuff, like professional mechanic, looking around it, and they said, yeah, it's going to pass, it's fine. It's the same kind of thing as MOT. It's not really like repairs in the engine, it's just like the lights work, wipers doing the job, brakes are sufficient, stuff like that, tyres are all good. I don't know why it's so expensive here in Japan. It was. In England, yeah, maybe in the countryside, it's usually about 50 quid for an MOT test. Sometimes you can see it advertised for 30, and then that's really cheap for what they do. Here, 150,000 Japanese yen, that's over £1,000 to get this through a Shaken, and it didn't need any work doing. Mad how much it cost. So anyway, yeah, the mechanic took it off, they did all that. I asked them to change the belt, I asked them to change the oil and the oil filter. They didn't do that, so I'm going to take it to a local place to get that done. But they did the belt, and that was the main thing I wanted, and the Shaken, so yeah. 150,000 Japanese yen, oh my god. I mean, thank God didn't need repairs, that's a lot of money I had to pay. So yeah, what else? Let's show you in the boot. There's no button. I miss having a button on the back. You've got to either open it with the key or pull this puppy up. Pull, boom, automatic boot raising system. Looks brand new under here, like in that. Very new, no dirt in here at all. Going handheld with the camera, I'm trying to shake it around too much. I hate people who shake their video cameras around. So yeah, we've got this cheapy looking boot mat, a wooden thing. This is all very original. Like if you've got one of these cars and you're interested in what it was like when it was new, this is a good channel for you. Surprised that's the original tyre from new. Which is not good. That's a well old tyre. We've got a little wooden little shelfy thing there. We've got a toolkit. By the way, there's no water getting in. This has been parked in really heavy rain, like 2 days. I've been out yesterday morning and took it for a thrash, an Italian tune-up. Yesterday morning, it wasn't raining too much, but there was loads of water on the road. And yeah, no water come in at all. My Polo used to let in water in the passenger footwell, but only if you're driving in heavy rain. This doesn't at all. So we've got original toolkit, little bag here, Nissan, some tools in there. It's nice when things have got Nissan written on them. I've got some Toyota pliers at home. Oh yeah, look at that. A proper Nissan spanner. Damn. The stuff is original. Son. Imagine if this was like a Ferrari or something. This kind of stuff would be worth a fortune. So yeah, I was thinking the other day, you know, like a few models of classic Lamborghini Ferrari, they were quite low value. They went down to like 30 or 40,000 pounds. I remember seeing Countach's for. Still, back then I was young, I couldn't have afforded to buy one, but I could have afforded to buy some parts. Like I could have got an original Lamborghini Countach spoiler or a set of alloys or something. They would have been great investments because people now really want to maintain the originality of those cars. Proper original ones are worth a fortune. So you could have just collected parts. You could have got like some wing mirrors or from a McLaren F1, like stuff like that. My good God, the value of that stuff now, just over like 15 years. Just keep it in your mum's loft, like a few little parts. Mega money you could have been making doing that. Let me show you this, how dirty this air filter was. Basically the car looked quite well looked after, but wow, this air filter got dirty. I wanted to show you that on video before I threw it away. I had a custom FJ12. I'll put a picture on the screen. I had it a year, like customizing it, tuning it up, but I never bothered changing the air filter, and I thought I should change the air filter. I never saw it as that important. I changed it, it was a bit dirty, but a new one, my good God, it ran so much nicer. I really wish it should have been the first thing I would have changed. So I've learnt my lesson with that. So anything I get now, I've got a Yamaha R1 out here now, change the air filter straight away, just so it runs the best it can. At least you're just eliminating potential problems. So easy things to change like that, just change them. So this is a brand new air filter on it as well. I'll get the oil filter done, get the oil changed, possibly coolant. Yeah, apart from that, everything's all good. It's got a new battery on there. Like a battery is something I would probably look to change if it looked a bit old and crappy. Even if there's no signs of any problems, just put a new one on. All the hoses are all pretty good, nothing's dried out, mad. Yeah, I wanted to get the engine compartment on video before I start cleaning it out and stuff, just as this first video is a good way of documenting exactly how it was as I bought it. And the exhaust, is it the original one from new? I don't know. Just hard to believe, but I do believe this car has not been out in the rain very much at all its entire life. Just from looking at it, on all the parts that are usually very dirty and horrible looking. I mean, here's an example, like just, there's no light on it. Just that inner edge, there's just no like crud caught in it. Maybe it is original. So yeah, talking about the engine, the performance of it, this is a 1.6 LX model. The performance, it had what I recognise as being just a bit kind of sluggish, like it was driving lower than its potential. It just felt like that. I knew it from years ago. I had a Mark II Golf GTI, a 16 valve one, and that car hadn't been very well looked after, and it just felt like it should have been more powerful than it should have felt more powerful than it was. So just after owning it and getting it serviced and just thrashing it about, it started to get faster, it started to wake up. I've got the feeling with this one, it's just been toodling around town its whole life. So the last 2 days I've been thrashing the bollocks off it. Like, you've got to look after things, you've got to have a mechanical sympathy there, so drive them very carefully until they're properly warmed up, and then I just sort of gradually start thrashing it more and more. First time I went out on it, I hardly thrashed it that much. Yesterday, it really came the bollocks off it after I'd done like 10 miles. It's not just your water temperature, yeah, it's your oil temperature. It's a shame cars don't have oil temperature gauges. I would like to know when it's fully operable temperature. So anyway, I let things warm up like carefully. I drive them very carefully, gear changes, driving slowly, don't rise the revs. I kind of know how to look after old vehicles and get the best out of them. So yeah, this one. Yesterday, I gave it a bit more of a thrashing. And I have to say, getting in it this morning, it felt more immediately, a bit more like what they say in Japan, genki, like a bit more like lively, a bit more like in a good mood. So these Italian tune-ups, it's a bit of a joke thing, just thrashing your car, like calling it an Italian tune-up. It definitely works. If you've got something that's never been driven like that before, it wakes them up a little bit. And then with that Golf, I remember just from using it more regularly, again, that was a car just been sat out on someone's driveway and like not being looked after very well. Just things like, that don't even really make sense, but just the car wakes up, like the washer jets spray with a bit more power, the wipers move nicer, just the gear change gets smoother, just cars like being driven. So this car arrived, like no shaken and then no number plate as well, so that's another thing that had to be organised. And then just for paying a little bit more, literally like £5 more or whatever, you get to choose what number you want. So I said the age I was when I arrived in Japan 2 years ago was 39. I just tried to think of something, I had to think of something on the spot because the guy who was organising it and he wanted to know. So I said, okay, 39. And then they laughed because that's like, in Japanese, that's san kyu. 39, and thank you sounds like thank you. So I'm very grateful to have this car and have the opportunity to live in Japan and also just be able to make money here as well. Like, I'm a professional jeweler, so it's going all right. I've got a motorbike and a car and a nice little family life going here. So I'm grateful. I have a feeling of gratitude all the time. So thank you, thank you for coming to me, Bluebird. Appreciate you. Right, so I'm going to leave it there, guys. It's basically just going to be me waffling on and going forever. So, in a nutshell, I'm English, in Japan. I bought this car, a 1985 1.6 Bluebird. It's in great condition, it's got low miles, and I'm here documenting life in Japan and this car and my ownership experience and things are going to change on it. So, as the videos progress, it'll just be an evolving thing. So yeah, cool. Right, thanks for watching. See you next time.